Howdy folks, Dave Yalk here again. Here we have 5-year-old Danny. He's a some sort of a warm blood cross. I don't know if you just heard in the mic, his girlfriend that he's living with in a paddock up top is screaming at him. She doesn't like being by herself. He just, while I was turning on the camera, he was bucking around a little bit, all excited. He's thinking too much about her, but he did really good leading away from the paddock. I was told he had a leading problem. Hey, Striker. And anyhow, he led away from the paddock without pulling or without doing anything. He did stop a couple times when she screamed, but my approach is I don't let them respond. And every time a buddy might scream for him, I talk to the horse to override the scream from there to communicate to them, we heard that, but ignore it. My standard one is I don't care. So anyhow, I gotta work them really quick. I don't have a lot of time because I gotta go take my daughter to a doctor. But I didn't do much except while I was grooming him up. But he's in a great place mentally today, except for his screaming girlfriend. So we'll see how we do. Today is Tuesday. I didn't have a chance to work him yesterday because I had to take my daughter to the ER anyhow. Sunday, he came here Sunday. I established the beginning of our relationship. It's not perfect yet, but it's pretty good. And you can see I thought he was coming to me. Maybe he's not. I got him and rode him and, kind of did a little attitude check. Taught him a common language, beginning of such. Taught him to learn the beginning of such. He's a good boy. Come walk with me. We'll see how he does. Good boy. Good boy. So this is a pretty good indicator that he's kind of kept, that he values my presence and our relationship a little bit, enough to want to be with me, which is an important thing I want from a horse. Hey! Psst. Yes, Striker's over there. Striker, you dropped? This is a guy. You just very casual today, letting it hang out. Okay, so he's ignoring me, so I'm going to go ahead and start a little bit of active leadership here. I want to see left and right canter without any bucking before I get on. He did some hopping around, mostly playfulness on Sunday. He's asked me a question, do we have to do this? What I love is he's walking nice and casual with his head down and thoughtful, so not a lot of emotions. Ask him to turn, see if he can retain anything he learned. A little bit, just a little slow response right there. That's all okay. His tail is up a little bit, so he's not unhappy. I kind of think he likes attention. I mean, he's 5, but he's like a playful 2-year-old mentally. His emotions aren't immature, but he's just a playful kind of guy. And though he's big, you look at him and you go, what the heck? But he's like a little puppy in terms of liking to play. So the good news is, if you present material to him in such a way that school is fun, and I'm planning on taking him out for his first trail ride tomorrow, and that's part of the way of making things fun. You put him behind another horse and let him go a little bit. But even though he's big, he's not physically mature yet, so I'm going to be taking a little easy on him. He's actually a little weak, and also we have a report that he's got the genes for PSSM1, polysaccharide storage myopathy 1, probably from his draft mix that's in there. Well, you could even be some quarter horse mix in there, both of which are prone to PSSM1 genetically. And that just means that his sugar intake rates and timing need to be adjusted. And other than that, he'll, if he's managed correctly, he'll do just fine. Okay, so he's turning and he's going left and right, nice and being very yielding to me. So I'm going to go ahead and ask for the trot and the canters, both directions. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Get her going. Thank you. Good boy. Good boy. Excuse you. Not that way. Not that way. Off you go. Now turn. There you go. So you can see when his emotion's a little higher, he forgot. He forgot my cues, or he forgot to respond because he's busy feeling. Off you go. Here, let's get that turned. Excuse you. Thank you. Don't. Thank you. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good. So right there, playfulness kicked in. A little bit of, this at me. He doesn't want to respond, doesn't want to be pushed around. Who does? But he doesn't like his new role, master, servant. He doesn't like this concept of being a servant yet. But he'll fall into it. He'll fall into it with pleasure, because you don't withhold the passive leadership. You mix the two, active and passive. And so he got playful there. And what I did was I yelled at him to give him feedback on how I feel about what he's doing. I need to turn to him and say, I know you're a playful, happy-go-lucky, easygoing guy, but right now we've got a job to do. We're not playing. And the key in there is almost like you might do with a puppy or a kitten or something else, is say, hey, I know you want to play, just a second. Just a minute. We got to do this first, then we'll play. So we got to find time for play with him to find out what his idea of play is. Unfortunately, with horses, play is often jumping around and twirling around and physically doing things like that, which, he's not ready for physically or mentally or emotionally. And, so a lot of times you can do little things on the ground, like play with obstacles, play with little jumps, put ground pulls, whatever, maybe a platform. You find things that he might find amusing and entertaining without doing a lot of jumping around with you on him, at least. But, that's all. So what else can you do? Off you go. Okay, so I don't remember which way we were going. This way. Trot. Thank you. I don't want to send them round and round and round. I want to do changes of direction. When I ask for a change, it's when it stimulates his thinking and his decision making. And all this teaching I'm doing has to do with teaching him to make good decisions, to control himself per my wishes and make good decisions. Okay, so he picked up a canter all on his own, but I'd rather he do it when I ask, and that's a heck of a nice lope. You can see how he throws his withers up to hinge, because he's not strong enough to step into a canter without hinging and lifting his shoulders off the ground. He's just weak for his weight and size. Now I'm going to go ahead and ask for his canter to the right lead canter. Not that way. That way. Thank you. Good decision. Don't you want to ride that? Yes, you do. That is gorgeous. But it takes a lot of strength to canter with a rider. Strength everywhere. In your back and your hiney. Keeping in mind, a canter is initiated off one rear leg all by itself. So 1 out of 4, you got to put all your weight on it and thrust off. So you have to be careful on youngsters. You say, but he's 5. He's a draft cross, more or less. I mean, look at his size. He's not going to be physically mature. His last growth plates in his spine and neck will close at maybe 7 years old. He is still growing in every way. And during this time, the energy goes into the growth, not necessarily the bulking of the muscles. So he needs a lot more strength. Good job right there. So I'm going to get on him real quick, go through some motions. I just want to make sure he's good to go for on the trail tomorrow. And I do the trail to get horses going forward without any pressure, with joy. The whole idea here is this work with humans should be fun. We should be able to go out and have fun together and enjoy each other's company. You know, I call it running through the woods with our hair on fire. That's not what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking a little more easy, again, because of his age and his strength. And we need to build up his muscles slowly in the back. We don't want to get any rush of carbohydrates, sugars, glucose into his muscles. Because of that PSSM. Good job. Oh, good boy. What a good boy. What a wonderful, beautiful, sweet guy. Very good job. Very good job right there. Okay. Gonna do a quick little bit of bridle work. He was his right shoulder is a little bit stuck with turns to the right. Yeah, so I want to do a little bit of work before I get on him to unstick that. Check his girth, which is loose. Good job. Oh, so good. That's the horse I want to ride. Right there. If the horse isn't like this, feeling this way, calm, relaxed, with you, and thoughtful, do more work to get him this way. And doing work doesn't mean chasing them around and getting them all fired up. It's the opposite of that. Get their anxiety and stress out so they're nice and calm and feeling good inside so they can learn and think. Thinking and learning is not very well done when you're full of emotions. Here, hold on. Let's grab this dressage whip just to add a little energy here. Come on, you're okay. Okay, so we're going to start with the left front shoulder. with a direct rein. Don't care about her. Don't care. Okay, I got the left shoulder working really good. I'm going to switch to the left hip. That's good job. In between things, if I want him to learn, I got to do a little quit. He's got a lot of tension in there, and that's induced from his girlfriend screaming up there. I want to make sure he stays low anxiety while he's learning. Good. He is thinking about her. That's okay. He's actually a really smart guy. He's got excess brain capacity, so he can actually think about me with one brain and think about his girlfriend with another brain. Okay, I'm going to work on this right shoulder now. Right direct rein. And you can see the right foot isn't stepping out as good as it was to the left. Now, sometimes that can be the opposite rear end. Horses are diagonally oriented, and a right front shoulder problem can be in the left hip. Can also even be in the mouth. It could be the left hip being caused from some orientation problem in his mouth, which affects the left hip, which then affects the right shoulder. There's nothing isolated in our bodies. Everything's interdependent. So this is pretty stuck. There's a good one. There's a good one. There's a good one. There's a good one. Now I'm going to switch to the right rear. So his neck is also stiff on this side. But I got it. Indirect rein is connected to the rear end. That's a good job right there. So I want to shut myself off a little bit here, offer some peace. You know, a young horse, disturb the peace for shorter periods of time. The less mature emotionally they are and mentally, the shorter you want to keep your active leadership bits, and then throw some passive leadership in, go back to active leadership, back and forth. You could see what that got me was licking and chewing. So that did give him some anxiety, and my quitting, gave him an opportunity to let go of that. Actually, I'm going to hang on to this dressage whip. I took 10 or 12 or 15 minutes to introduce him to what I call the pick-me-up cue, because this guy's 16'2". He looks bigger just because he's so bulky, but he's 16'2". It's going to make it really difficult for me to get on him from the ground. So he's going to need a mounting block, so it's really helpful if he knows how to bring the stirrup to you if you're standing on something somewhere, especially if you have to get off on a trail. So I introduced the beginning of a pick-me-up cue, which is when I double kiss and raise my hand straight up in the air, bring me the stirrup. Just like, okay, it started. All I want is the left foot, the left hip to swing around toward me, like that. There's one step of it. There's another step of it. You can see the stirrups getting closer and closer to me. Good. Good. And there's some regression right there. He goes, I don't know that as good as you think I know that. I'm only in phase 2 of this learned task. There it is. I'll take that. I will take that. So I don't need that dressage whip anymore. I'm going to move this slightly, and we'll improve that as time goes on. Oops, let's go ahead and put my latigo tail where it belongs. A little rein and mane. Didn't take much because this guy's actually really good. I really like him a lot. There we go. And I started to bring my energy up, and he was already thinking about going, which I don't mind. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is pick up left shoulder. I'm pulsing every time that left foot starts to lift off the ground. I'm going to redirect it. Instead of stepping forward, I want it to step left. Now I'm going to pick up the right shoulder. When you're going to see it's not as good. So, not sure if I posted the video yet, but when I'm doing this, I'm using, because I'm talking to the shoulder, I'm going to use my right hand, direct rein. I'm going to use my left leg half an inch in front of my normal girth position, and I'm going to add weight to my right stirrup. Those are the 3 shoulder commands. The seat is connected to the hips, not connected to the shoulders. So I've got all 3 of my shoulder commands in effect, which I pulse. I don't hold them on. I put them on just as the right foot is picking up so that I can ask that foot to step to the right. And I'm going to switch directions again. And now I'm going to go ahead and pick up the left hip with an indirect rein. And in this case, my left leg is going to come back an inch while I put on the direct rein. And my seat bone is going to come in to play. There we go. Right there, right there, right there. Beautiful. There's the hip release. Response to my left hand indirect rein, my left leg an inch back and closing, and then my left seat bone shifting my weight to more my left than my right seat bone. All those things are connected to the hip. Okay, got to switch to the other side. Bring in my indirect rein, my right leg, and my seat bone. I wasn't using my seat bone good enough. There. Good. What I didn't begin this session with, I'm going to have to end it really quick here, is I did not go around the clock, I call it. There's 7 common words we need to share that I'm teaching him. And it's words for go, stop, back, and then one for each foot. Okay, so here's my go word. It's simply closing my calf muscles. There's the go. Here's the stop word. Left rein comes in a nanosecond before the right rein. Then I hold. I want him to soften, nose to tail, which he did, and back 2 steps, maintaining softness. That was flawless. So there's the go, stop, and back. And I've already shown you each of the feet in movement. So this is my left front foot command with 3 aids. That's the seat, the hands, and the leg aid. Okay, right front foot. I'm sorry, weight, hand, and leg. Yes, to the front end. There it is right there. Okay, here's the left rear, which is seat, hand, and leg. Want a little more. There we go. Good. So he's not really good at the rear response yet. He will be. Okay. Right rear, which is again hand, seat, and leg. There it is, right there. I'll take that. Good job. Okay, I'm going to practice what I call half halt on steroids. This is for the trail tomorrow. I want to be able to walk forward and kick a hip over in one direction or the other, like that, and then walk straight forward out of it again. This is how I control impulsion on the trail. I turn to the horse and say, those are my feet, they're not yours. That body is mine. I make the decisions regarding what you do with your body. You're the doer. I'm the decision maker. You're the doer. Okay, we're going to try that again. I'm going to kick the hip over one step across. I'll take that and walk forward out of it. If the horse begins to what I call auto trot, let's say I ask the person I'm with to trot past me. What should my horse do? Nothing until I ask it to. Well, it's going to start to auto track. It's going to start to follow that other horse. I'm going to step across like that and then follow back behind it. I'm going to repeat that a lot of times until I can go down the trail on a loose rein like this, have people trot and or canter by me, and my horse does nothing until I add leg. Now, I do want my horse to be able to have the right to request things. I want him to be able to talk back to me and ask me a question like, may I go too? When my horse starts asking me, may I go too, I'm going to say, absolutely. There we go. There's a step to the left. By telling the horse to do what they want to do when they ask, teaches the horse to keep reaching back to you and communicating and asking you questions, asking you permission. One of my other favorite questions I get from my horse if we're standing still, chit-chatting with each other, my horse is likely to ask me, hey, can I eat right here, right now, please? And I go, absolutely you can, because he asked. Now later I might withhold my permission. Good. Let's get one more of those. There, that's good. Go ahead, walk forward out of it. So he's showing me everything I need to go out on a trail tomorrow. Look at his head position, how he's calm and relaxed and thoughtful. I need this in here because when we go to a parking place, trailhead, with other horses and everything, there's going to be people and hikers and dogs and whatnot. His emotions are going to be pretty high. So it's going to be my job, firstly, to help him with that and say, hey, match my feelings. I'm calm and relaxed. You get calm and relaxed. So I want to try to get him back like this before I get on him. If I can't, that's okay too, because I'm going to let him start walking down the trail. And physical activity will allow the emotions to leak out of him in a positive way. So this is Mr. Danny. He's brilliant, pleasant, playful. He's a big monster. He was a ground monster to mom. He was abusing her. He was a bully. He needed a combination of active leadership with passive leadership to turn to him and say, bullying is not appropriate. Follow me. You're with me. And if you try to bully me, life isn't going to go so well for you for a short term. Of course, you have to be careful how you do that with a 1,500-pound horse that's about, I don't know how many times stronger than me he is. Probably more than 10 times stronger than me. He certainly weighs almost exactly 10 times more than I do. Whatever. So, I mean, don't pick a fight with him. It's called leadership, not aggression and not fighting. Okay, he's being flawless. I mean, I could ask him for a trot, not going to, because he's perfect right now. And I don't mind getting my first trot and first canter on the trail. All I really need is the ability to turn his movement off if I need to. And how do I do that? With this here disengagement right here. Take away the back end. While those back feet are crossing over like that, he can't do anything. Buck, bite, rear, or he can bite. Buck, rear, strike, kick, bolt, whatever. Any movement disorder he might have while his back feet are crossing over. And the other thing is, while his back feet are crossing over, one of his front feet has a whole lot of weight on it. It's stuck to the ground. When I do a disengagement with the hip to the right, all that weight is on the left front foot, and he's pirouetting on that left front foot. That left front foot should be stuck to the ground. There we go, just like that. And if that foot is stuck to the ground, there are no movement disorders. Right here should be the right front foot stuck to the ground. This is hard for him. It's okay. And he probably, I don't know how much of it he's ever done in his life. Maybe none. So I'm teaching it to him. Alrighty, folks. Y'all have a blessed day. Won't get any recording on, I'll be kind of busy on the trail, so I probably won't get any recording on that. You can go to my Facebook page, and if people I'm with take any pictures or anything, you might find those there. Can't post any of that on YouTube, so anyhow. And if you follow YouTube, I'll try and record more stuff that I do here with him. Although, not sure how much, a lot of the time we're going to be in here, it'll be with his mom to get the relationship with her that he needs to have versus the one that he had. This relationship where he can be calm, relaxed, and responsive. And who started that right there? Whose idea was that? His? I didn't ask him to move right there. He said, I think I want to move. So what I do, picked up one rein, took away his back end. One rein is more effective than two, but I'm going to go ahead and get her done right now. That's a long ways down. What a good boy. Okay, there we go. Good boy. Get the bridle off of him. Good, head down. My goodness, that's beautiful. What a beautiful head down cue. Oh my goodness, what a good boy. Oh my goodness. And it's a little surprising. You don't always meet horses this big that are really brainy. But this guy is actually really smart. Very personable. I just think he's glorious. Although, for my taste, he's a little bigger than I need for anything, But he's good. He's calm, relaxed. He's very smart. He's very happy, easygoing. Good personality. Mom's got a really nice horse here. I don't want to wear this brain bucket out there. Let's get that attached to you as well. Okay. Sends pretty darn good already. And just as I say that, you're going to say, no, I don't. Come on. There you go. And hope. Very nice. Oh, what a good boy. Come on. Let's grab my phone. Don't want to leave that sitting down here recording for a couple hours.